is up, you guys? Welcome back to our channel. As you can see, today it is my channel because I get this question all the time, so I figured I would just make a video about it and kind of explain how I've done what I've done in the short amount of time that I've done it. So if you want to find out how I lost 75 pounds in 7 months and I've kept it off, then go ahead and keep on watching. So basically, I unexpectedly got pregnant, as if we don't know how that happens. But I unexpectedly got pregnant and my doctor told me not to work out. He was a very old school doctor and he pretty much said you would feel really bad if you went out for a workout and then you came home when you were bleeding and you lost the baby. So long story short, I was scared to work out my first pregnancy. So all I really did was I went on walks every day. I was able to maintain a pretty nice figure throughout my first pregnancy, but I still gained about 35 pounds. So I was heavier than I ever had been, but I still wasn't like uncomfortably heavy. So after I had my first, I breastfed him. And if you are one of those girls who like breastfeeds and then loses like all of your weight within the first week,
you can suck my big toe.
Because that was not me whatsoever. Like, I breastfed and my body held on to the weight so that it could produce more milk. I started that pregnancy at like 130. I ended at like 165. And then as I was breastfeeding, I got up to like 170. But then we found out I was pregnant with my second.
Not funny, okay?
So I started working out about 3 months postpartum with my first, and then found out I was pregnant with my second at 8 months postpartum. So I wasn't able to fully lose the weight that I had gained with my first pregnancy before getting pregnant with my second, which meant that my mentality was like, well, I've already let myself go this far, like why not just keep it going? So I didn't try at all my second pregnancy. I didn't work out, I didn't go on walks. And I remember telling Chad, if I step on that scale and it says 200 pounds, like the moment it says 200 pounds, I'm gonna break down and start crying. And I think I was probably 5 or 6 months along and it said 200 pounds. Which had meant that I had gained 30 pounds already and I still had, 3 months to go. So I end up giving birth to my second child and go to my 6-week appointment. Sorry, excuse me. I go to my 6-week appointment, I step on that scale and it says 216 pounds. Mind you, I am 5'3". So 216 pounds, I'll insert a picture of what that looks like, but 216 pounds at 5'3" is not healthy. And I didn't really recognize how much I had let myself go until now, looking back at pictures. And my husband says the same thing. He says like, I don't feel like you were ever that big. And then we look back at pictures and we were like, holy crap, because we compare like what I was before and what I am now, which I'll insert some pictures of that too. And it's like mind-blowing. So I'm gonna tell you guys from March of last year to now, kind of my journey and what has worked for me. I will preface this by saying, because I know there's gonna be comments, I'm not a professional, I'm not a dietitian, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a personal trainer. I don't know anything, okay? All I know is that I've lost 75 pounds in 7 months and now 4 months later, I still have not gained any of that weight back. So I know that what I can tell you is what has personally worked for me and what I've done to lose the weight and keep it off. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I'm gonna say is that I have tried so many different diets. I have tried Weight Watchers, Whole30, the keto diet, so many different diets. And what I found is that my excuse was always that I didn't have time to stick to those. I needed something that I personally would be able to maintain over a long period of time to lose the weight that I wanted to lose. So what I did was I took a little bit from each diet that I had learned and I just put them all together to fit my lifestyle and make it work for me. So Weight Watchers really taught me a lot about portion control. So I was able to see that like our American sized portions aren't what you need to fuel your body. So I took portion control from Weight Watchers. I took carb control from keto because my mentality before keto was I would like always trash talk the people who were doing like low carb because I'm like, your body needs carbs. Like I need bread. Like I need bread. You know what I'm saying? But I found after doing the keto diet for like the 2 weeks that it lasted that my body doesn't need an overload of these carbs in order to be fueled. I took the portion control from Weight Watchers, I took the carb control from keto, and then I just took the whole idea of Whole30 and applied it to my life. So I'm trying to eat more of like whole foods and stuff like that. So that's what I've done. And the way that I've done it is I have been eating lower carb meals during the week, but I wouldn't stress about how many macros and everything were in each meal. I did something else that's called intermittent fasting, and I know that the way I did it isn't technically intermittent fasting, it is a form of intermittent fasting. So I didn't eat any meals past 7 p.m. and then any meals before 11 a.m. All that I did in the morning was I drank a weight loss coffee that I have that is just loaded with healthy fats. That was able to keep me full until lunchtime, suppress my appetite, and get my metabolism running. So I did the intermittent fasting. I ate low carb during the week, and that just meant for me, if I was cooking my family, say like spaghetti and meatballs, I would eat mostly meatballs and maybe a little bit of noodles, where they would have mostly noodles with a little bit of meatballs. And then on the weekends is when I just allowed myself to kind of relax and eat whatever. And I didn't ever go balls to the wall, but I did eat what everyone else was eating. I just maintained my portion control so that I wasn't going to add on everything that I had just lost in that previous week. It was so hard for me to have self-control over the weekend because Chad can literally eat a large pizza and not gain a pound, and I will sniff that same large pizza and gain like 85 pounds. So it's so hard to say no when he's just like, hey, you want to order a pizza? And I'm like, I can't order pizza. You know what I'm saying? So that was really hard, but I feel like after the first couple weeks of doing that, it became a lot easier for me to just keep control over what I was putting in my body. And that goes for like the carb thing too. It was really hard for me at first to like mentally comprehend low carb, and I would like make excuses for myself and be like, oh, I have a headache, like I need carbs, or like, oh, I'm feeling tired, like I need carbs or whatever. And then after the first couple weeks of eating lower carb meals, it was easier for me to adjust. Like my body had gotten used to it, and so it wasn't as hard to stick to anymore. But aside from the low carb during the week, I found a form of fitness that I love and that I'm passionate about. And I think that is one of the key components, because if you dread going to the gym every day, you're not going to stay consistent with it. So whether that be yoga or Pilates or Zumba or HIIT workouts or just going to the YMCA, like whatever it is, find something that you love doing and do that. Like if you're not a runner, don't pick running as your form of fitness because you're not gonna stick to it. I tried that, okay? Like I told myself I was gonna run a 5K, and I did. When I tell myself I'm gonna do something, I do it, and I do it to my fullest ability. But I'm not a runner, you guys. This may be a little bit TMI for everybody on here, but when I run, the muscles in my body just relax, and after every single run, I'm running to the bathroom. Whether it be pee after having 2 kids in less than 2 years, or out the other end because apparently my muscles just don't feel like holding anything in anymore. Either way, I'm running to the bathroom after I get done with a run. So that's not really my cup of tea, you know? Like, I enjoy CrossFit, and most of you guys know that because you've been following my page for a while, but I love CrossFit, and I get excited to go to CrossFit. I have a competitive spirit. I love the look of being like a muscular, strong woman, And so CrossFit does that for me. That's why I think it's been easier for me to stick to the fitness side of it, because I love CrossFit so much and I'm so passionate about it. And then the one thing that will 100% hold you back from losing weight, and you will never lose weight until you master this one thing, and that is your mind. I'm gonna insert some pictures of what I looked like when I was so unhappy with my body. I had a hard time finding pictures because I did not want any pictures taken of me. I didn't want to be seen in any pictures. If someone asked to take a picture, I would be the one hiding behind whoever else was in the picture with me. I would try to get my angles right so that I didn't look as big as I actually was. I was like, you know what? I am so unhappy with my body that it is showing in my relationships. It is showing in the way that I treat people. It is showing in every aspect of my life on the inside, because I was not happy with who I was on the outside. The only way to get out of that was for me to just be like, okay, stop. Like, tunnel vision, focus on what you want out of your life and make that happen. I decided I'm taking control of this. So I got myself in the gym, regardless of what I looked like, regardless of how heavy my lifts were, regardless of anything. I got myself in the gym because I knew that was the first step, and if I didn't, then I wouldn't be getting where I wanted to go. So I got my mind right, then I got myself in the gym, and then slowly I started seeing progress. Once you start that process and you start seeing results, it's so much easier to just keep going with that. So one of the tips I recommend for you guys is to take pictures. Like, I am so mad at myself that I didn't take more pictures when I was at my heaviest weight, because I want to have that to look back on. Like, I look back at these pictures and I'm mind blown that that's me. Like, I did not feel like me in my skin at that point, and now looking back at these pictures, it is so clear. Even in my face, you guys, like my face, you can just see the happiness in my face now compared to what it was when I was at my heaviest. But it's so hard to recognize until you look back at it. And it was hard for me to even recognize or accept the way that I was acting toward other people, or the way that I was treating other people, or like the toxic conversations I was participating in, because of the way that I felt about myself. And now that's allowed me to kind of give other people grace when they're being nasty or they're being rude. And it's easier for me to kind of step back and be like, that was me because I wasn't happy with myself. So the way that they're treating me or these other people is not because of anything that I've done or they've done. It's because of the way that this person is feeling about themselves internally. So that was a huge realization for me. And then just the feeling of being comfortable in your own skin. And I don't think that you fully understand this feeling until you have it, or until you look back on pictures of when you weren't comfortable in your own skin. So now just having that feeling of being able to put on my own clothes, put on my old clothes that fit me once before when I was in the best shape of my life and haven't fit me in years, putting on those clothes and being able to literally just like dance around and feel comfortable and know that I look good and I feel good and it's showing internally and externally has just done so much for me. So anyways, I hope that was a little bit helpful for you guys. I know it probably wasn't what a lot of you were looking for. A lot of you guys asked me for like specific meals and stuff like that. And I may do like a what I eat in a day video, but just know that my diet changes. Like, yes, I have bad days where I do not stick to my diet whatsoever. Yes, I enjoy McDonald's sometimes, okay? But the difference is, since I've changed my mindset, I'm able to let that just be a cheat meal or just a cheat day. And I don't let myself go over extended periods of time, because I'm able to just do it that one time or that one day and then come back from that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, but make sure that you go ahead and click that subscribe button. The subscribe button helps me so much, you guys. Like, if you're watching my videos but not subscribed, bro, please subscribe, because that is what's gonna help me grow in YouTube and make my content be seen. So if you guys love me and if you love my videos, please subscribe, and definitely do all the other things like the comments and the liking, whatever, you know, the thing. So Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Okay,